Giving in is failure. Okay, you cannot give in. You have to continue going in order to have a better life for your children and my children. I mean, we have to change this attitude. Like when I was in Iraq, some kids say, "I don't want to show up to work." Locals. I say, you need to show up to work. You do not need to be fearful, because that's what terrorism is. Planting fear in you for the rest of your life.
I have to jump to the other side of this. You mentioned the ability of teaching Americans on how to deal with Islam, how to deal with people from the Muslim world. But you also work the other direction. I mean, I assume that people in the camps, they're trying to understand the American viewpoint, and because of your language, because of your culture, because of your understanding, were you an ambassador the other direction too? Did they ever come to you and say, I'm trying to understand this? Do you have that role, or is that not your role at all?
With the detainees?
Yes.
Yeah, I do talk to detainees. I have access to detainees. Detainees have access to me. I sit down and talk with them, and I try to make them understand how is it what they need to do in order for them to accomplish what they want to accomplish. Okay? I try to teach them,
What do they want to accomplish?
Okay, since 2005, I came here, we had over 600 detainees, we've had, lots of guard detainee interaction, with detainees. I mean, the result of the conversation with the detainees, took it to the leadership, and that's how you see the camps the way you see them today. What do we have nowadays? We have detainees that do watch satellite TV. They do have access to two Arabic newspapers, one English newspaper. They have classes, They have library. They have telephone calls to their families. They can see their families right now with the phone calls.
Does that mean that you've become have you become an advocate then for? Well, somebody has to go to the military side, to the U.S. side, and say, wait a second, this would be helpful for them. That makes you an advocate, doesn't it?
It's not an advocate. It's just taking the detainees conversation and give it to the leadership and say, okay, this is what they're thinking. This is how we can improve the quality of life of the guard force. Instead of having the detainee sitting in the cell, for 23 hours a day, and he has only fun with the guard force, so that creates problems, tension. So in order to improve the quality of life of the guard force, we keep the detainees busy. We have some people say, well, what are you giving the detainees all these things? I said, no, you need to look at it the other way. The other way is we're improving the quality of life of the guard force. Right now, we have about 70% of the detainees in communal living. Okay, what's that mean? That means there's 10 guards, 10 detainees in this block and that block, 20 here, 20 there. They're all eating together, praying together. They don't pay much attention to the guard force. So what did we do? We did improve the quality of life for the guard. At the same time, we kept the detainee busy and occupied.
One last question. How much longer will you do this?
I will do it as long as it takes, as long as I'm healthy, and as long as I can do it, and they need my services. I'll continue to do it, the rest of my life, whether it's here or somewhere else, sir.
Do you like it?
I enjoy it, because I see success, I see, that I'm being part of the solution, some people, they get disgruntled, and they say, well, look what people are saying about this. No, once you are part of the solution, then you feel like you have accomplished something, and you'll be proud of it.
Zack, thank you very much for joining me.
You're welcome, sir.
This is Jack Rice, coming to you live from Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, for Air America Radio.